Today we're going to start another chapter. It is called Hypoxia. Anyone know the meaning of hypoxia as a medical term? Please think about it. Yes, you're right. It's related to the short supply of oxygen to tissue. It is an imprecise answer about hypoxia will have an accurate concept of hypoxia. Let's have a look together. What is hypoxia? Have a look at the flow chart. The deficiency of oxygen delivery or oxygen utilization will lead to the decrease of cellular ATP production and induce the changes of function, metabolism, or structure of the cell. Hypoxia is referred to a pathological process in which oxygen supply to tissue or organs is inadequate to meet the demand of cells, or there is adequate delivery to tissue, but the tissue cells cannot make use of oxygen, leading to changes in functions, metabolisms, and structures of cells and tissues of the body. So the flowchart I put here is to help you to remember and understand the concept of hypoxia. Let's have a quick review of basic causes of respiration. See? Oxygen. The red little ball is oxygen. Where it goes to, it gets into the circulation system. When the blood is full of oxygen, we call it oxygenated blood. And when we don't have enough or high level of oxygen to combine together with the blood, we call it deoxygenated blood. And where we get the oxygen, it's from the outside world through trachea towards alveoli, and after the exchange of air from the capillary bed in the alveolar wall to the alveolar. So the oxygen from the alveolar will get into the capillary blood vessels, and the carbon dioxide inside the blood vessel will exchange with it and exhale out. So this is taken. Then the hemoglobin will carry oxygen to different cells and tissues of our body. The transportation of this hemoglobin, oxygenated hemoglobin, relies on the proper function of our hearts to give the power, the strength to circulate all over our body. That's transportation. The moment it reaches cell or tissue, it needs to be properly utilized. That That's the fourth step, utilization. Respiration and oxygen exchange that happens in our alveoli. When the air gets into our alveoli, the oxygen needs to get into the alveolar capillary. We call this process external aspiration. So air gets into the alveoli, we call it ventilation. And from the air, including oxygen and carbon dioxide, exchange between alveolar and alveolar capillary, we call it gas exchange. Ventilation and gas exchange together forms external respiration. After this, the oxygen bound to hemoglobin, it will be taken to the tissues and cells. That this process called gas transport. And eventually, the oxygen will be utilized in the tissue cells. What happens in the tissue cells, we call it internal respiration.